Okay, so to start, let's make the substitution that t be equal to root x. Then it follows that dt is equal to 1 over 2 root x dx, right? And then that means that 2 root x dt is equal to dx. But since t is root x, we can substitute for root x here with t, so that means 2t dt is equal to dx. Yeah, okay, and we take all this and rewrite the given integral as 2 t sine t dt, like that, right? Okay, just took this here and substituted for dx, and obviously we said root x is t, so that's all that is, right? Now, ignoring this 2 in front of the integral for a second, notice that what we have here will require integration by parts. Yeah, let me actually keep it so we don't forget. Yeah, so then we recall the integration by parts formula says that u dv integral is equal to uv minus the integral of v du, right? Goes like that, right? So we have to look at this integrand and pick out a u and a dv. So for u, I suggest we pick t, and then for dv, we have to pick the rest of the integrand. So without that t, the rest of it is sine t dt. So sine t dt is dv. Okay, so since u is t, du is equal to dt. And with this dv, it follows that v is equal to negative cosine of t. Like that, right? Okay, cool. So this here, which is this here without that 2, will be this right-hand side. uv minus v du integral. uv minus the integral of v du, in case my syntax was a tad bit confusing. Come on. Okay, sorry. Sorry, guys. Okay. So that means that now integral t sine t dt is equal to integral of u dv is equal to uv. So that's t times minus cos t. So that's minus t cos t, and then minus integral of v du. So that's minus integral of negative cosine t and then dt, right? Okay, but the negative we could just do that with, and so we get cos t dt, right? Okay, and then we see that this is going to be, what's the antiderivative of cos t? That's sine t. So if we lead with the positive, it'd be sine t minus t cos t, and then of course plus c, right? Okay, cool. Now finalement, we remember that there's a 2 actually right there, and so that means that our final answer, recalling that there's a 2 and recalling that we made the substitution with t equaling root x, so going back to x, our final answer is going to be, putting that 2 there, I guess I could do this here. Sorry guys. So our final answer, and the constant is going to stay a constant whether or not I multiply it by 2, so I prefer to write it like that. Okay, so our final answer is going to be 2 times sine of root x minus 2 times root x cosine of root x plus c. Yeah? Okay, cool. This is it for this integral, and number 10 is next.